Hmm. The gatekeepers and morality is a couple of those words we use our everyday dialogue. It's really important for us to go into a deep dive regarding these everyday words, everyday dialogue, but how it's really impacting our human existence. Um, Not because we have all the answers. We're here on a journey to discover a substantial level of information that is going to help us for our human evolution. Mouthful, big words, but let's see what happens. When we speak about morality, especially we can't, as a human beings, it's really uh, not optional for us to maintain a level of existence with the morality, with integrity. It go hands and hands. It go hands and hands with the um, existence, social existence, with the collective consciousness. Um, Also with our karmic wheel, when we are maintaining our morality, our integrity, it's going to minimize our uh, jumping on our karmic wheel uh, towards other people or towards ourselves. This is how the entrapment happened. Now we can always uh, figure out the frequencies, the contrast between war. We always hear about these war-torn places. Um, Most people experience them personally. Most people hear them on the televised broadcasting systems. Um, Regardless, we can appreciate and we can figure out the contrast between the energetic frequencies. Now, when one of the most important things that we can keep in mind when it comes to conflict, we are courteous, we are concerned, we are paying a bit more attention because the safety is the number one priority. We are flagging the areas we need to practice caution. We are keeping our families and loved ones a bit closer to our heart because it is a very um, trying circumstances for humanity and even the animals. When you keep that in mind, also when we have awareness regarding information, a spiritual warfare is something internal. We are not able to see it. Although, if you're paying attention, you really can see the symptoms of these spiritual information warfare and the consequences of these. But it's a bit more hidden. It's require a bit more digging to recognize these level of information spiritual warfare casualties. This is how we navigate the contrast. Now, maintaining morality and learning about gatekeeping, although we use these words, we really don't have a lot of clarity about these circumstances because we haven't done a lot of work. This is where we have to really keep in mind the importance of these obvious dialogue that we have to be caution about. For example, information spiritual warfare is sustainable goals. We often hear, as an example, we heard about depopulation agendas, we heard about useless eating, useless eaters, useless. This is spoken in the public forum, very clear messaging systems. Although people aren't paying attention, some of us do. Majority of us who you're talking about, it's not us. We're anticipating is always somebody else they are talking about. But the most important part is the hackable animals. Now they have addressed the humanity and call them hackable animals, which is really normal when it comparison with the information spiritual warfare, war of mind, war of the limitations or prison of mind. This is where we need to stay really closely cautioned about the external systems. When you hear sustainable goals, we have agenda for 2030, any numbers, 2050, or it really doesn't matter. They are speaking about sustainable goals. It's really normal to hear and listen to these kind of dialogue, but it is a personal responsibility of ours to pay attention, because it's a spiritual information warfare, and they are really not hiding. They are really not making it difficult. It's all about paying attention, like the warfare, the actual warfare of the human species with the control grid and all the hidden messaging is spiritual information warfare. We cannot forget about this. So one of the questions I ask myself, when you say sustainable goals, sustainable for whom is the real question. Sustainable for the humanity, or sustainable for the war of mind, prison of our own making. When external sources tell you sustainable uh, goals, is they are speaking about sustainable goals for them. Now, who are these agents? The reptilians, or the demonic, parasitic, it really doesn't matter. Serpents, it is external to us. These agents, these entities, these information warfare, information spiritual warfare is an external entity. It doesn't, we can't pinpoint a person. It's a system, it's a control grid. This is what the war is all about. It is a war of mind. War of mind is possible because we are unknowingly, willingly, careless participation, because of our lack of awareness, a lack of awakeness, lack of unsuspecting behaviors. But there is no time for us to play victim to these circumstances. Empowerment is all about, great awakening is all about, is awakening to your own mind's imprisonment. This is what the great big fence is all about. When also when these other factors, meaning uh, we can put them into a category as a parasite, as demons, as serpents. It doesn't matter. They are also, when you say hackable animals, now they are relying on a piece of equipment to hack our thoughts, our patterns, our behaviors, our likes, and it's a control mechanism by using another equipment. It's not a direct equipment, it's a hidden, unsuspecting, but it's an equipment they are relying on, whether it's a technology or whatever the stuff they are using. It's an external equipments. They are trying to use these equipments against the humans, because their goal, they have a sustainable goals in the future, very near future, sustainable for the parasitic, demonic, blood sucking, energy sucking program or system. This is where we come into, for example, doing inner work is really helping us to recognize these things and make it sustainable goals for the humanity. Sustainable goals for the humanity, meaning human friendly, human habitat. If this is a toxic environment for humans, we need to have this level of clarity and judgment, because managing, sustaining our life here is the purpose, it's the goal. And if it is a hostile place for the human existence, it is not a sustainable goal for us. One of the most important thing we can do by using simple examples now, when we know something is toxic for us, we have a decision, we can come up with the decisions to eliminate or release ourselves from these bondage, these kind of emotional, spiritual, physical, even imprisonment, because we have a clarity, we have a sustainable goal for our life. And when we are toxic trauma body, the heaven is difficult to exist. Even heaven will not be comfortable, because internally we are toxic trauma body. We are unhealed toxic trauma body. We say this 100 million times, so maybe we can have a maybe like a one iota of awareness regarding our internal stuff. Just like the computer, there's a whole lot of computer equipments, you know, when you go to the office there. But if you don't have the connection, it's just a whole bunch of equipments, plastic and otherwise. There's no purpose. So the connection is the one is driving force. And as long as human species aren't connected to the source, we get consumed by sustainable goals, meaning our level of toxic trauma body is monitored by hackable animal equipments. They aren't joking about this. And a while ago, if we see these agents who are really well dressed with their suitcase and going into these places, we be so intimidated. We're like, wow, we feel such out of place, because this is where the power and the strength and the prestige all lying on, and you feel so inadequate and out of place. But once you have awareness, the only thing that's activating within us is gag reflexes, because we recognize the level of toxicity. Everyone sitting so perfectly in such a prestige institutions, listening to these seminars, feelings of importance, feeling uh, like we are the authority, feeling like we are all in charge of decision making and how to manage these equipments that's going to go after hackable animals. But when you have a clarity, when you've done your little bit of healing, you can be so confident and recognize from a mile away, from eyes closed, mind closed. You are still, your gag reflexes get activated because the exuding toxic energy from these places, from these individuals, are so horrendous. It is not a sustainable goals for the human species. This is how we have a little bit of awareness, little bit of clarity regarding what is happening with the spiritual information warfare. Now we have developed relationships and friendships everywhere. We have a little girlfriends, we know people, we have dialogue with the cultural backgrounds. uh, Everything is a perfectly functioning thing in our social structure. But when we are consumed by cultures and the religions and the way we are brought up, and it's this is an example, this is an internal dialogue. Most of us have this judgment, oh wow, they are so polite, they are so charming, they dress so conservative, they must be really good person. But the gatekeepers are uh, not visible there. But what is happening is internalize scarcity and get consumed by the manipulation. Angry outburst coming, all in conclusion, cocktail of anger, resentment, envious, jealousy, pettiness, all equals outburst, a momentarily outburst, and it's pretty nasty. Sometimes easy to spot. But what are we going to do with these people? You are loving them. You have a genuine care and curiosity about these members we are associating with. But the key factor is, instead of getting consumed by pity party, pittiness, we are staying observant, we are staying consistent with your dignity, your humanity, your morality, and have a little bit of a grace period for these individuals. Now, when you say gatekeepers, we come across these circumstances in everyday life very often. When it go to your employment, the receptionist will have something for you to sign. When you read, there are little boxes, a whole lot of information, maybe 10 different options, but they are same idea written from different words. There is doesn't make common sense or practical sense. There is a sacrificial lamb. It's always the employee, is the always the essential workforce, is the human population that's get consumed and have a sort of punishment, sort of whether financially, with the assessment with regarding the employment, even in the union. When you do union work, you soon realize, while you are an agent and a gatekeeper, you have been treated really well. You have catered lunches and places where you go for the seminars and sort of fancy things and decent salaries. But we cannot get distracted by these things because we are dealing with the information, a spiritual warfare. Even if you go to a courthouse for like a traffic thing, you know, you have a whole lot of boxes there to choose, but it's basically same idea. There's a sacrificial lamb. It's never the human beings that get protected. It is protected system, the wording and hidden things, but it's the same idea, and somebody have to pay up, and it's always going to be the human beings. This is what spiritual warfare and spiritual information warfare is all about. Uh, just because we are doing a job, just because we are following the rules, doesn't make its morality, its integrity, and we need to recognize these sacrificial lambs circumstances, where is this energy all go, and when even we are participating because we have no other choice, and we always have these excuses. Well, we had to make a living, we had to make a life, but that doesn't make it right. So unknowingly, unwillingly, we become gatekeepers. This is why it is so important for us to practice caution, because it's a warfare against human species. It's very clear to us. The other thing in the political spectrum, I never really pay a lot of attention and a lot of investment regarding these factors, because it really doesn't matter. We can have, like I said earlier, heaven on earth, everything perfect, until you have done some inner work, you have released some of the burdens, and you have discovered freedom within prison of your own mind. It wouldn't make much difference. We've gone through this in real life, real time, especially when we are migrating from another place to the current place years ago. But you think that having the level of freedom, having a level of time and space, having a level of resources is going to resolve all of the things you are struggling with, and you soon find out that's not the case. You show up with the depression, isolation, extreme trauma body, scarcity. All of these combination of all of these things take over, but the external life seem to be perfect and much comfortable, or level of comfort that you have created for yourself. So therefore, we all know that inner work is not something optional for uh, to maintain a sustainable goals for our human existence here in this Mother Gaia circumstances. So I think it's all internal work that we have to do, because now remember, the individuals who are going into get a chippy chip really quickly, yes, let's go, let's do it. We know they haven't done any work. They haven't gone places where it is extremely uncomfortable. It's the prison of mind, and they haven't looked for the freedom. They have not looked for the release of the anything. So we continue in this path, and we become easy targets and the sacrificial lamb. They are useful idiots kind of situation. So we going into external. Oh, we are struggling so much. We haven't done any work at all. Our life is a toxic hell. We don't know how to fuel ourselves. We don't know how to manage our emotional, spiritual life. We don't know any kind of morality. We hurt and destroy anything with any kind of kindness and compassion attached to individuals where there is a sickness, where there is a sickness of mind, sickness of confusion about the state of being, the financial, the addiction of all types. We are already so consumed, so therefore we aren't awakened, we aren't aware, we haven't done absolutely uh, no work of any value. Maybe we can even be extremely successful when it comes to financial situation, but level of we could be professors, we could be healthcare, we could be the law thing, the authority, but we could be a politician, we could even be in charge of whole countries, but we haven't done work. We become so we probably go into it thinking that, hey, I need the power and resources to my name. We hear these people always, they are sacrificing, oh, well, I want to be the movie star, I want to be the entertainer, so therefore I have to sign something, I have to be sell my soul to the demon. But because we haven't relied on our own creativity, we were scarcity, we were forced into signing these things, and before you know it, you become an agent to promote things for the human beings, and be a spokesperson, so that we can consume the energy, right? Because it's a spiritual information warfare. There's no honor there, no dignity, no morality there. So we become consumed because we were not confident enough to rely on our own entertaining talent. We could go to Subway and start singing and making a lot of resources, but instead we kind of chosen to go down a dark path towards hell. So this is what morality and gatekeeping is all about, and they probably don't even go into wanting to hurt other people, wanting to be consumer, wanting to be energy sucking vampires. But after a while you are obligated, you have no way out, and you become also consumed in your path. And this is the key word. When we are gatekeepers, we have these hope or anticipation. The vampires, the parasite, and the demons are going to look after your best interest, but that's never going to happen. In fact, you might be the first one to be sacrificed, because they use you, because they lose you, because these are uh, uh, within this information spiritual warfare, these agents aren't they don't have morality, they don't have integrity, they don't have a capability of um, doing the right thing. They are scarcity, they are power hungry, they are manipulative, they are hidden, they are dark, and they are demonic, they are scared, and they want to create sustainable grid for them to consume indefinitely, and in the expense of human consciousness, human evolution is put into a halt. But not we don't need to be consumed and stop on our path, because we are awakened, we have awareness, and we are open, and it's all about creating the sustainable Mother Gaia for the human species, because now we know how to escape the war of mind, our own limitations, our own fear-based living, our own ignorance, our own lack of morality, so that we don't get consumed by these um, repetitive karmic wheels. So these are also another really quick factor with the spiritual gurus that we have. When it become a business model, it's really hard for us to comprehend, because once again you have been entrapped by these demonic agents. Now you're making a big bucks and you're famous spiritual guru, but we know very quickly how to recognize these deceptive agents too. I don't like to put them into a category thinking they are demonic, but they have sacrificed their own morality, maybe selling some kind of a persona, and that end, once again we get entrapped because we are seeking somebody else's idea of a spirituality or find a freedom within. Mind you, it's not lack of information. There are some breadcrumbs or even a real big luxury meal there, but it's also a personal responsibility for us to protect ourselves from these repetitive cycles, and go find something within you that's you can never go back, and it will activate your gag reflexes, so you can't be mistaken for manipulation, gaslighting, programming. These are very clear cautionary circumstances. So this is why when you hear the spiritual teachers, they are trying, maybe generally good people, but when you know they are struggling, go on vacation, we are sickly, we are sentimental, we are attached, we have attachment to things, we have anxiety, we aren't able to sleep, some things that voluntarily things about our healing, but we are expressing them. This is a red flag, because when we done some work, we get released from these things, and we aren't perfect. We're working on it, but I can say for myself, a few years ago, I wouldn't be able to sit here and speak about anything. Just depressed, sleeping, oversleeping, over um, um, thinking, anxiety is high, maybe a little bit of laziness. Just do what you need to do, like go to your work and come home, and barely existing. So this is and all the joint problems and inflammation, but we have corrected these things. We will never go back to that place of darkness or imprisonment that we once were. So this is how we recognize the progress. This is how we continue with our human evolution journey, because this is our purpose, and we are making sustainable goals for not the demons but for the human friendly environment. We are creating that. We are creating heaven. It's the butterflies, it's the beautiful flowers, it's the fruits from the garden, and it's climbing trees, it's swimming in the waters. This is the perfect heaven. Laughter and connection, through connection with the like-minded energetic frequencies, and we are creating that room and space for these kind of growth, and putting behind these sustainable goals nightmare and deceptive consumption of demons, and they are trying to consume us, and they are speaking about it. No one is listening, but one person listening, maybe five, but never stop us from digging in, having a deep dive, and having a dialogue. Now we're expressing them. So don't completely close the door on us. We are actually very conscious eaters. we keep that in mind for the mosquitoes. It's important lesson too, so that you can cut yourself off from that extreme darkness, without a soul, without the ability to love, and without having a rational mind, and using some equipments and some demonic frequencies to hijack humanity is not is a dead end. So this is why it's really important for us to prioritize this great awakening uh, purpose. And this is a good day. Thank you.